Joey's a very famous fitness influencer. And I've kind of liked some of the stuff that he's said over the years, because he will call, you get these really annoying people in the gym, these chicks who will film it, and they'll look at guys who they're basically wearing nothing. They have these little skimpy outfits on where their ass, their ass is like eating up the whole entire pants, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll get some poor guy behind them who sees the ass, and obviously he looks, because it's, where else are you going to look?
And then they get offended.
And then he's on the internet because he's checking out her ass, and apparently he's the creep. So I don't like this. And Joey Swoll will
But they won't
call
go
it
to
out.
all female gyms for reasons nobody can understand.
Exactly. And then this Joey Swoll guy, he'll call it out. And also there'll be people who film guys doing bad technique in the gym and make fun of them, put it on their story instead of going and helping them, which is probably what you should do. So anyways, he's made some good videos. But then he posted this on his Twitter saying, "Rest in peace, the one of my inspirations to start working out." And it's an old photo of Joey Swoll dressed like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, rest in peace to the great man, has just passed away.
Well, he said the N-word one though, Jake.
Yeah. He's paying tribute to one of his idols. Yeah, I didn't know that Hulk Hogan was chill like that. So anyway, Joey Swoll.
His woman also could not help him with his mind. I just wanted to let you know that.
Whose woman? What?
Hulk Hogan's woman could not help him with his mind.
What do you mean?
Just that people think he's insane because he's pouting all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then Joey Swoll gets a lot of pushback from these leftists saying now he was a racist. And he tries to initially come out and basically say, well, I can post a photo of Hulk Hogan if I want. He comes out with this video.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well. Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake. I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake in their life. So, listen,
So initial reaction.
Well, I'm DMing him right now.
Joey Swoll.
Yeah.
Saying what?
I'm going to ask him if he knows that maggots can become flies. I probably have to. I'm sorry. I have to. I have to do it.
You should ask yourself that.
Did you know that maggots can become flies? All right.
Are you actually going to?
Yeah, I just sent it.
Okay, that's funny. I'll give you that.
Okay, I just sent it to him, bro. I couldn't help myself.
Okay. You have to give credit where credit's due sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
Yeah. Just open the jars in the future, Jake. Just let other people do the thinking. Okay, just open the jar. Okay, just open the jar and let us do the thing. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Back to this.
So where was I? Anyways, so yeah, so some initial remnants of some sort of testicular fortitude. He says colored people, which they got some sort of testicular fortitude shown there. We'll give him that. And then he comes out with this, which is just incredible. Along with a message saying, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. When I need help, when I need kindness and empathy, nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how good you do, no matter how many people you help, they just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. It's true. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. Please remember me and smile. Like he's dying. I love you all. I'm done.
Do you know what the difference is between performative masculinity and non-performative masculinity?
Yeah, performative masculinity, I'm assuming, is going to be that you have to sort of speak about it all the time and you have to tell people about your masculinity and your virtue all the time. But non-performative masculinity would be more just doing the actions and moving in silence.
Well, I mean, that you could have one takeaway that's that way, but performative masculinity would be like, I lift heavy thing, right? And I lift heavy thing better than you. right? But there's no virtue in lifting heavy thing in and of itself, right? There could be virtue in lifting heavy thing in certain situations, I guess, but there's no virtue in and of itself, right? So gym bros, they often kind of get this rep for being performatively masculine, but not true masculine, meaning while they can perform well, they can lift heavy thing, right? What's that really got to do ultimately with the achievement of masculinity itself? The reason that Swoll is getting so beat over the head about this, he's getting so beat up about this, is because people now see him as being performatively masculine. Meaning, yeah, that's great, man. You're super ripped and buff, and you can lift heavy shit, and that's great. But when the mob came for you, you capitulated immediately to a bunch of people's feelings and this and that. Whereas I can point to weak nerds, weak dorks who can't hardly, I don't know, open a jar, who would never in a million years capitulate to a woke mob and would instead stand their ground and tell them all to go themselves. And that is why this guy is getting so roasted right now, why it is that so many people are pissed off at him.
Yeah, this is a real thing in the gym community as well, because you call it being big for nothing. So these guys are big, but like aesthetic wise, but on the inside, they're just as soft as butter. This is a big thing in the sort of lifting bro community. You really can't look at aesthetics and a guy who works out a lot and think that he's a tough guy or a masculine guy. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, well, it's not just that, but the problem, the other problem with this is like, what are you trying to encapsulate with masculinity? If it's the case that you think that what masculinity encapsulates is simply a person who is physically strong in and of itself, then you've missed the entire point of the difference between men and women, the masculine and feminine altogether. Do I agree that men on average are physically stronger than women? Yes. And that they have the potential to be many times stronger than the average woman. And even that men should care about their health and take care of themselves, and that could be all forms of masculinity. Yes. But that really has nothing to do with anything. When it counted, when it came to it, right? Audie Murphy, the most decorated hero of World War II, was like 5'8" or 5'6". Okay. He was skinny as a rail. He weighed 135 pounds and he moved down 130 Germans in a single setting. Okay. The thing is that when it counted is when he performed, right? And when Joey Swoll, when it counted, is when he did not.
Yeah. And there's so many layers to this as well, which we'll get into.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as
dog. Nasty. I could barely take. This chatter made a great point in chat. You want to summarize the whole thing? It's not about biceps. It's about balls.
That's a great one. Yeah.
It's not about biceps. It's about balls. I don't care about the size of your arms. You know what I mean? Where's your guts? Where's your guts to face down the mob? Where's your guts to tell them to go themselves? Where's their guts to tell them you ain't going to back down a single inch from any of them? Where's your balls? You know what I mean? That's what, and that, I think that chatter summarized it the best way possible. It's not about your bicep, man. It's about your guts. Where's your guts,
Hell
dude?
yeah, brother.
Yeah, dude. What's the point of being big if when you're in the trenches, you back down or you run away? What's the point of being? There is no point in that whatsoever. I would so much rather have a dude next to me in the trenches who's skinny as a rake and small, but ready to have my back and ready to, and who is not going to throw you under the bus as soon as it gets tough.
Yep.
kids that we grew up with that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up. First of all, right? who cares? Even if this guy did the most horrible things in the world, Joey Swoll was not following Hulk Hogan because he knew anything about Hulk Hogan's history with the N-word or any horrible thing Hulk Hogan ever done. He was inspired by things that he saw. He was inspired by his physique. He was inspired by his confidence, probably. He was inspired by his charisma, inspired by all these things. You know what I mean? You can't take that away from Hogan, even if you don't like the things that he said. It's still okay to be inspired, even by bad people. They can sometimes have characteristics which you admire.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think it's so cowardly after somebody dies and somebody who inspired you and who helped you to sort of reach the levels that you've reached in life, to just throw them under the bus when they die. It's just such a repulsive thing to see in a man.
You know, what's really funny is Ozzy Osbourne, right? A junkie his entire life, playboy, coomer, degenerate in every capacity you could ever imagine. He was a degenerate, cooming lunatic, right? A couple weeks before he died, they had him put up on a stage. He demanded that they carry a chair in of him. And he was going to have his last ballad, man. He was going to have his last concert, and he didn't give a flying about nothing. You, said Ozzy Osbourne. You. And you know what? If I sang like this whole concert, you just hold your lighters. Just hold your lighters, because the king is here, baby. Right? And they carried his ass off the stage, and it was regaled in all of the heavy metal journals and in all the rock journals and all the newspapers as Ozzy's farewell was just a banger. It was just a banger, right? Hulk Hogan, right? This muscle bound, he kind of dies quietly, you know what I mean? Out of the limelight, this type of thing. And it's like, but he had all of the traditional masculine physique, all of that, you know what I mean? But Ozzy Osbourne was the one who ended up dying the badass. You know, the ideas here, I think, get conflated so often with what the masculine really is. And what this guy's doing right now, the capitulation to the mob, is sickening. It's sickening.
Yeah. I think there is another level to the outrage with Hulk Hogan, but we'll get into that.
Last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry.
And at this moment, he was himself right in the foot and was career basically over.
Apologize.
Yep. Done.
You want to know where I learned this lesson about apologies?
Yep.
This is years ago, before I was ever an online figure. There was this story about a dentist who went to Africa and he killed a famous lion named Cecil. Okay, he killed this lion. Now, he paid for the hunt, and the lion was going to die anyway, and he went out there with a bow and he killed this lion, and he came back, and the left vegans and even the right wing, like conservationists, were just... They doxed his dentistry. They were threatening to kill him. They just horrible things they were doing to this guy over this lion. And I remember my dad, my based father, right? We were listening to this story, and he had his feet kicked back in his lazy boy as he was eating I don't know, something my mom made him. And he said, "You know what's funny, son?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "What he should do is he should take that lion's head and spike it right in front of his house. Spike it right in front of his house, and then say, 'F you, I killed this lion. I'm going to go kill his brother tomorrow.'" He said, and then every liberal on planet Earth would shut their mouth. And he was right. Yeah. Right? The whole idea here being like, it's no fun for them. It's no fun for them anymore if you double down. It's no fun for them if you go, "Yeah, I shot this lion. What are you going to do about it?" They lose interest immediately because you're not a soft target. What he did was he made himself now a soft target. And even if he comes out tomorrow and he says, "Hey, you know what? Actually, I changed my mind and all of you," it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter.